Hello, I'm Lara Kulcharsan and this is Newsfeed, your dose of what people are talking about online. Meta is planning one of the biggest internet infrastructure projects in history. The tech giant has announced Project Waterworth, which is a massive underwater cable system linking the US, South Africa, India, and Australia. At 50,000 kilometers, it would be the longest subsea cable ever, longer than the Earth's circumference. The 24-fiber pair system will boost capacity, supporting Meta's AI projects and expanding digital access worldwide.
Here's why this is such a big deal. Remember how your parents taught you not to put all your eggs in one basket? Well, right now the internet's eggs are mostly in one basket, and they're pretty risky. See, crucial internet cables keep getting cut in conflict zones like the Red Sea. When that happens, millions lose reliable internet access. Meta's new route, it completely avoids those hotspots. Think about it, Meta handles 22% of all mobile internet traffic. That's billions of WhatsApp messages, Instagram Reels, and Facebook posts. And with AI coming into play, they need even more bandwidth.
Meta says the project will enable greater economic cooperation, facilitate digital inclusion, and open opportunities for technological development. But how do underwater internet cables work?
Almost 99% of all internet traffic, including this video, runs on this hidden network of undersea cables. So the entire world is connected by these long-ass cables in the ocean, with 493 active cables coming up to a total of 1.5 million kilometers long. That's enough to go from Earth to the moon and back. Twice. These cables are installed by ship, which, yes, lays them directly on the sea floor by just kind of spooling them out from the back and moving very, very slowly. But sometimes there will be underwater trenches, and having them hang across like this would be prone to breaking. So they just kind of keep unrolling the cable until it reaches as close to the bottom of the trench as it can. Now, these cables, they're pretty thick, reinforced with multiple layers of protection. Hefty on the inside, as you could imagine, with fiber optic cables nestled safely deep inside of them where the data transfer actually happens. So whenever you message someone across the world, your message is literally traveling through these cables at about the speed of light, since fiber optic uses light pulses that are converted to binary code, which traverses through the deepest depths of our oceans in a couple seconds before getting to the recipient. Accidental breaks in the cables do happen every so often, and they either send an underwater drone like this to repair it, or they just pull that part of the cable out of the water and fix it on a ship before setting it back down. They obviously have a lot of backup cables and alternate paths in place, so even if some evil villain were to cut one of these cables to destroy society, it would just cause internet slowdowns in the area, similar to a traffic jam when a road is closed, and would probably be fixed in a couple days anyway.
As you just heard, 99% of global internet traffic flows through subsea cables. But that also makes them prime targets during geopolitical tensions. NATO ramped up surveillance in January after key Baltic Sea cables were damaged last year. In November, a cable between Lithuania and Sweden was cut, just 100 kilometers from another disruption between Finland and Germany on the same day. And in July, Tonga was plunged into digital darkness after its undersea cable was severed. Meta says its new cable will go as deep as 7,000 meters, with extra protection in high-risk zones to avoid damage. But why not just use satellites? They seem more efficient and safe, right? Well, think again.
It comes down to three main things. First up, it comes down to latency. That's the time it takes for your data to make the trip. Through satellites, your signal has to travel all the way to space and back, while cables take a shortcut across the ocean. That's why when I send this text message to someone in Europe, it only takes about 100 milliseconds through a cable. Through a satellite, more like 700 milliseconds. Second, these cables are data powerhouses. A single modern cable can carry up to 200 terabits per second. That's like downloading 25,000 HD movies every second. They're actually more reliable than satellites. They're protected from weather, solar storms, and space debris, though occasionally they do get attacked by sharks.
Social media has completely changed the way we travel. Travel influencers have become modern-day explorers, sharing their adventures through Instagram posts and YouTube videos. Movies and TV series are also playing a big part, replacing the traditional travel guides. They journey around the world, capturing stunning landscapes, lively cities, and even those hidden gems. For those looking for future travel destinations, it's more of an introduction into the culture, food, and the people. While this brings economic boosts, on the flip side, it fuels over-tourism. One such TV show is The White Lotus, which has returned for its third season. This series was filmed in Thailand, and fans are already eager to visit locations and experience the luxury depicted in the latest installment.
Season 1, Hawaii saw a spike in tourism of 15%. Following Season 2, Sicily saw a spike in tourism of 20%. Now, with Season 3 set in Thailand, the Four Seasons Thailand has seen an increase in bookings of 40% compared to the past. And in January, Thailand as a whole has seen their tourism rise 312% compared to 2024. And of course, ahead of Season 3, people will go back and rewatch Season 2 or catch up by watching Season 2. Searches for where was Season 2 of the White Lotus filmed was up 5,000%. This completely changes the travel industry because people are so engulfed by the location and the setting and the city and the country and the hotel of the White Lotus that hotels, airlines, tourist attractions now have to think, how can they get incorporated into these shows? Because it makes a dramatic impact on people's interest in doing and visiting these places. So the White Lotus has done a fantastic job incorporating it unintentionally, but just start to pay attention because brands and companies are going to start getting more involved in our TV.
Naturally irresistible is how Uzbekistan brands itself. And it's that allure and charm that's seeing tourists flock to explore its sites. But in the process, it risks becoming a Venice in the desert. President Shavkat Mirziyoyev's strategy aims to bring 15 million foreign tourists annually by 2030. That's more than double the 6.6 million who visited in 2023. Uzbekistan climbed 16 places in the past 5 years, now ranking 78th out of 119 in the tourism and travel sector development ranking. The rapid mass tourism has brought economic boost, but could end up damaging not only the country's ancient heritage, but also pieces of its more recent history. If you want to add Uzbekistan to your travel list, here's a glimpse.
Cheap. That's why today I'm going to take you with just $100 to see how much we can do in Uzbekistan. First, transportation. The metro here is so beautiful that it looks like a museum, and it only costs 12 cents to get around. You can rent this royal outfit for just $5. You can sleep in a stunning yurt in the desert for just $20. And you can eat delicious food like the locals for less than $3. Plov, their traditional dish for $2. Fresh cherry juice for 80 cents. And traditional bread for 20 cents. Plus, you can take beautiful photos for free. The best part about Uzbekistan is that here, you don't just dress like a king or queen, the people will treat you like one.
Welcome to Uzbekistan!
February is that time of the year that the Greek island of Santorini begins welcoming tourists. It marks the beginning of a busy season with many tourists arriving on cruise ships. This year, however, it seems the island's largest source of income is facing some unexpected challenges. Since January, the island has been hit by thousands of earthquakes, and experts can't predict when the tremors will stop. The government has placed rescue teams on the ground and declared a state of emergency. Many islanders have left. Industry experts warn that if the tremors continue for much longer, the impact could be significant. Hoteliers are already reporting a drop in bookings and issues with staffing. Santorini is a major economic driver for Greece, contributing around 2.5% to the country's GDP. Once considered a luxury for the anxious rich, therapy is increasingly common. With younger generations being much more open about mental health, for many, therapy has become a part of their daily survival kit. As costs soar, AI chatbots are stepping in. DeepSeek has become China's digital shrink, while ChatGPT offers a listening ear worldwide. What's more, there are now AI chatbots designed specifically for mental health support, and you can choose the tone of the bot counselor.
Oh, so you want me to play therapist? All right, let's break out the metaphorical couch. But don't expect me to hold your hand and whisper sweet nothings about healing.
I have performance anxiety.
Well, Lynn, let me ask you this. What's the worst that could happen? That yawn, they judge you, they don't get a vote in your worth. Performance anxiety isn't fear, it's excitement with bad PR. Your body's gearing up for something big, like a tiger pacing before the hunt. What you call anxiety, I call power. You've just got to channel it. So instead of asking, what if I mess up? Start asking, what if I own this? Now tell me, what's the real story here? What are you afraid they'll see that you're not ready to admit?
Despite its cost effectiveness, using AI chatbots for therapy can have potential risks. It may be easily accessible and convenient, but bots lack the emotional understanding and nuanced judgment that humans bring to the profession.
AI cannot replicate the human connection. However, this may improve over time. There might be a tendency for over-reliance, meaning that AI can miss things like severe sadness or thoughts of death. There's also potential for bias because AI is trained on biased data, potentially that can perpetuate stereotypes. There may be also risks to your privacy if there are data breaches. So AI has a potential to supplement therapy by increasing access and support, but it cannot replace the depth and empathy of a human therapist. It's probably best to use a hybrid approach going forward.
Afraid to fly? Well, the internet is. Following a recent spate of plane crashes, many people are feeling uneasy about flying. So, netizens have been sharing humorous memes to ease flight nerves. After all, humor is a powerful coping mechanism.
It's so funny because I feel like travel and flight used to be such a luxury thing, and people that got to travel for work or go on vacations, I was always like, oh wow, you get to do all that. And then now it's like I see people traveling, I'm like, fingers crossed for you, good luck.
Okay, all right. Okay, nice work. Just keep doing that. Yeah, okay, we're all good.
And that's our show. Find our latest stuff on YouTube and do subscribe to our channel. See you soon.